So I just got a comment on a video I made talking about how I believe it's Jews that think that you can't be friends with your kids when they're young because they reject the Messiah. And I explained that in that video. And someone left a comment. I'll read the comment. I think that the rejection of the Messiah was bad because he was the anointed one from God. However, Jews didn't kill him, they only betrayed him. And by doing that, they broke their covenant with God because the Messiah was the messenger the Jewish people were waiting for. So the rejection is the problem. Completely agree there. As far as believe the Messiah is God, that's what he wrote. Probably autocorrect, but I'm just going to write what he actually wrote. That would be blasphemy and actually goes against the Ten Commandments and the law of Moses. So therein lies your dilemma. The Jews reject the Messiah, and the Christians go too far and claim he is God. If you want to place the Messiah in his proper context, then the only person who would be able to accept him as the Muslims believe in him, which is that he is a messenger of God and not God himself. Muslims also believe the Messiah wasn't killed by Jews, but rather he is still alive and will return to complete his mission, which is part of his miracle and fulfillment of the prophecy. Should also add that drinking alcohol and sleeping with someone outside marriage is unlawful in Islam. Being friends with one's parents is looked upon highly. So I mentioned how friends will often encourage you to drink and fornicate, and like, well, those are bad friends. It's not that your parents shouldn't act like friends; it's that those are just bad friends. And is unlawful in Islam. Being friends with one's parents is looked upon highly, as both parent and children have rights upon each other. Hope this helps. So it does help insofar as it. Okay, so I ended up closing out the tab that had his question or comment, and then so I spliced the videos together. So, in the spirit of the original video, the fact that Muslims don't believe that the Messiah is God reflects the Muslims' belief that truth never fully entered our reality, and therefore the most we have is faulty human beings' attempts at truth, which must be treated as absolute truth because there is no absolute truth, because absolute truth is God and God never incarnated in his own creation. So that's why Islam has this relationship to truth. And you can see that reflected in the legal systems of predominantly Muslim countries as opposed to predominantly Christian countries, though we are experiencing this weird thing, like the major oak tree died in Europe, in Britain, the major oak, this 1,000-year-old oak tree. And I feel like that 1,000-year-old oak tree represented European civilization. And I feel like all the Europeans who were alive when that tree was first planted would also agree with me. Like, if the oldest tree in a civilization died, all the Vikings and Greeks would be like, this is a crazy omen. And we're all still doing that now, but we're just pretending that we're thinking about what other people would have thought instead of admitting that we're actually all thinking these things ourselves. So that's my response, and I thought that was a really great comment, though. I mean, I totally agree. Parents and children have rights on each other. Fornicating and drinking alcohol, no bueno.